This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, miniatures, and paints, discount prices at miniaturemarket.com.
Okay. Wow. Yes, a Tuesday night stream. Why not, right? Oh, is this a Logitech? I guess so. Hold on here. See, they changed this whole thing, and it is so annoying because you're not sure what the hell's going on with this thing. The way they changed the studio and all that. And they always make changes that really make no sense whatsoever. But, hey, it's YouTube. Todd! Happy Tuesday to you, my brother. And you can hear me and see me? Obviously. Cool. Thank you. There you go. We just got back from Jersey Mike's. You see, the kids... My son's been weight training, trying to learn from his old man and stuff like that. And him and his wife are on this like weird ass, diet, which is insane. So they cook their own food like a week out. So we go, okay, that's great. What about the kids? Oh, we'll take care of the kids. I go, well, what about the people that run this mother effer? They go, well, you guys can just fend for yourselves. I go, okay, that's what we'll do. So that's what we did. So tonight we were running around and I was putting some things away and stuff like that, and I looked at her. We were going to go to Panda Express. I like Panda Express because I like call it that they make. Oh, I'm just looking at something. Okay, that's not a big deal. I really like what they make. So we go in there and it's a pretty decent line, and they only got a few people working, and we're watching the guy cook in the back as we're waiting for our turn to order the food. The guy has no gloves on, takes his hands and just sticks them into a big thing of mushrooms, mixes them together. And then he scratches his head and then reaches back into the mushroom thing. And my wife looks at me and goes, nope. I go, figures, I picked this place. So I let her pick Jersey Mike's. We went over to Jersey Mike's. I'm diabetic, I really shouldn't be eating a sub, but what are you going to do? And so we had that. And then we came back. And she was complaining about the lighting outside, so I took care of that. And I figured I just wanted to, let everybody know where we're at and what's going on. So the latest update from Cox Cable is we're looking around mid-February, which would be real good. I want to thank everybody that bid and on this last auction. I'm so tired of doing auctions, believe me. We did all right. We gave away a lot of stuff, but that's okay because the people that bid are people that always bid and are good people and have always been here to help us and so forth and so on. So I got all the packages out yesterday, so when everybody got everything done, I got everything out. But when I went to go and price everything out compared to the cost of shipping and everything like that, and blah blah blah, boxes, so forth and so on, did all my calculations and what I had left, because PayPal still takes a little bit of money, believe it or not. So that hurts. So when I was finally done, we are $1,700 short of what we need to kind of keep going. So I'm going to do a very small auction probably sometime next week. It's going to be some really, really great stuff because I just want to put this to bed. And I want this to be the last auction, and I'll tell you why. I really want to try to keep going. I have one of those X Arcade, giant X Arcade sticks under here that I'm gonna get rid of, which I don't want to, but I'm going to. It's great, especially if you have emulators and things like that. PayPal charged me about an $8 processing fee, and they still charge you as well. Yep. It's such a rip off, Rich. And Rich, thank you so much. And so we're gonna give it one more go. We're gonna, I'm gonna have a small auction. Hopefully we can raise the money. I really hope. And then if we're able to do that, that minute I'm going to go out and buy everything that I need. And even before the cable starts, I've already started thinking and getting things ready for what we're going to be doing. And, you're going to be seeing more of these, but there are a ton of these Little Monk masterpieces that he sent, along with tons and tons of cards and everything else. This guy has been such a great... He's been so great to this channel. So one of the things I want to do, and I printed out, I've got my printer back here now, and I need to get more ink for that, and it's expensive. But I got some later level stuff that I started printing out and binding. And getting ready with 4 Against Darkness, some D100. I want to do some League of Dungeoneers. What I want to do is something I haven't done in a long time. I want to do some Cloud Spire, some World Spanner, some Hero Quest. I'm talking about through the year here. I want to do some Space Empires. And I want to be able to do these playthroughs and get back to doing more of that, along with all the other stuff that we do. As you know, we do kind of reviews, previews, and stuff like that. I wanted to do some of the wrestling, Aeon Trespass. I want to try to do a little Kingdom Death Monster. I might do some Age of Monia because we didn't sell it. We might just do that. Ogre is a big thing. I want to do some sports games. So I started putting together a slate in my head of how I wanted to go about doing things. And kind of start looking to the future. We're coming up, I think it's 11 years now. And, I don't know how long I can keep going. I really don't. You get to a certain age and you kind of start thinking, well, there's other things, grandkids and stuff like that. My little pupper, she's definitely slowing down big time. I noticed that. And that's hard to swallow. I want to do some live card games and start showing you some of the stuff that we get from Trading Card Market. I want to do some playthroughs and show you how to play some of this stuff. I could show you all the box openings in the world, but until you see how much fun some of this stuff is, it doesn't make any sense. So there's a lot of things that I really want to do, and I've got to be able to have the right lighting, camera angles, and so forth and so on, like I used to have at the other place. So I'm starting to work on that. But I think, and I would even though I have videos all the way out, to the end of February, I would squeeze these in, and it would just be almost like the old days where I'm doing 6-7 videos a week. And, you hope you get the support and people watch and stuff like that. And you hope that, you can carry that momentum over a bit. It's kind of hard when you stop and start because, honestly, I even done it with a lot of channels. I go, gee, I wonder what happened to that channel, you know? And sometimes it just stops showing up in your 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 suggestions and stuff like that, and you just forget about it because it just is the way it is. And especially when we kind of stop and start, um, it's people get kind of go, oh, okay, all right, well, this guy's jumped the shark, and I get that, and I'm okay with it. But I just there's something inside that inside me that I still got some I still got something left, you know, and it's funny. I really do. When it stops feeling fun and more like work, it's probably a good time to walk away. Oh, you're probably right. As a matter of fact, you're 100% right on that. Um, I don't feel that way. I mean, sometimes it's hard to fit in with my schedule and stuff like that, and that becomes frustrating. Like anything else in life. But I think where the frustration always comes is you can't do what you want to do. And these last 3 or 4 years have been really, really tough. Now, when we were doing a lot of playthroughs and stuff like that, how much fun I was having was ridiculous. I mean, it was hard. You had to make sure that you had the rules right because you had some rules lawyer that sit there. Oh, no, you can't do that. You need to, how many times people play games and they don't get the rules right, but as long as you have a good time, who gives two shits? Well, I'm one of those guys. But I think, to be able to just have some fun again and enjoy what I'm doing and take you along for the ride, that is what I'm looking forward to doing. And if it doesn't work out, and if I give every bit and every ounce of who I am to it, and it just doesn't work out, it's okay. There's no spilt milk. I have been swimming upstream for the longest time. Sometimes the mountain just seems impossible, but you just keep going. And everything that's been thrown against this channel, I've just never given up. It's just not in me to call quits. So honestly, we're just gonna do the best we can, and that's about it. If anybody saw the Maple Leafs beat the Colorado Rockies last night, 4-3 in overtime, breaking their 17-game home stretch of not being beaten on home ice. I mean, come on now. The auction did okay. Like I said, we're short a bit. We're gonna do one more, and then I don't want to do any more auctions for a while. I just want to concentrate on content, good, solid ideas and content. And I've got some things that I'm not even mentioning that I want to do that I'm really looking forward to. And just taking things to another level, if that makes any sense. Bringing back some old favorites, bringing out some new stuff that we haven't done. Being a little bit more methodical in how we choose things. We've been up against it. We're just going to do the best we can. Diet soda. Shit. That's for sure. I'm listening to my son lecture his children. This ain't gonna end well. Never does. Yeah, so, I wanted to thank a big thank you for getting everybody just really getting us close. We're almost there. I think one more small auction will do it. And then, at least I'll be able to get the remaining things that I need to get. I have enough to get the big thing. And I'm almost there with the alternative camera. And then we're going to start concentrating on better content. And, and just having fun. I think that's the most important thing. Might even try a painting video here or there. We'll see. I'm feeling pretty good about things. Trying to think. There was a bunch of stuff I was thinking about. I would almost get rid of the Chronicles of Drudengore. But when I was sick with COVID, and I could not sleep at night, and I would stay awake all night, I would go out and paint. And I painted that entire set. That and Cthulhu Death May Die. I painted all that. And I have a real hard time trying to justify getting rid of it. Because it was so personal painting it. It's one of those things that when you paint something like that, and you're that sick and you remember that oh God, I'm never going to sleep. I loved your painting vids on Dice Tower. Oh God, that was a long time ago, wasn't it? Looking forward to seeing them again. Yeah, I miss doing them. Hand injury, what are you going to do? But I'm thinking of just trying and playing through the pain, more or less. I was thinking about putting this King Ghidorah together and painting that bad boy. That'd be kind of cool. It's a model. It's an Aurora Polar Lights that my daughter got for me a while ago. And I need to work on. Just looking around, all the cool stuff that I just want to do. A lot of chip theory game stuff I want to do. Not much coming out lately. I'm waiting for Miniature Market to start putting some games out. They really haven't dropped anything recently. Let's take a look here. NXT tonight. Yeah, because it's been a while. I'm looking here. It's been a lot of role-playing stuff. And Conquest. Emberheart dropped. Good Puppers. Dungeon World. I don't know much about that system, but I heard it's pretty good. I might bring it in just to show you guys. Everdell Silverfrost. I believe I showed that to you guys. Yes. I have that up there. I did the review for that. Nobi I've got over there. Oh, matter of fact, while I'm here, you guys want to see that? Why not? Let's take a look at it. Let's see how much was it? Hold on. This game, it was $85 retail, $59.99 for this. $59.99 for that. $60. $60 for this. So this better be like the greatest game ever in a condensed little box for $60. All right. Sounds like my grandson's in trouble. That's awesome. It didn't do too bad, Phoenix. We're about 1,600, 1,700 short after all the fees and all the other junk. So one more small one I think will be all right. So, again, thank you to everybody that's helping out. I think we're going to be able to keep going. I really do. And I've got some great ideas. All right, so this opens up. Hold on. Okay. So this opens up and there's these 4 little boxes in here. There's one for horror, there's one for magic, there's one sword, and thriller. Let's take the sword one out because the minute you say sword, that's kind of cool. So I'm going to take this one out. And this was $60 at Miniature Market. $60 for this little thing here. Okay. Has a little rule book. And each game is supposed to be different. Oh, it comes... Alright, so it comes with some dice. Okay, hold on. So, you are going to pick from, if I understand correctly... Hold on, folks. So you can be the warrior, the thief. Oh, you can be a shield maiden on the other side. Oh, that's cute. A seer, a huntress, an animal trainer, an assassin, a monk, a champion, an aristocrat. Okay. So, you choose a character card. Choose the first GM. Choose the first main character. Player to the left of the GM. Draw an introduction card. Playing the game. The GM draws a scene card. Okay, hold on here. Can you play it? It says you can play it by yourself. Let's take a look here. 2-player games. Oh, solo play. Here we go. Select a character. Draw a scene card and play it out as you would in the regular play. You are both the GM and the main character for every turn. Reduce skill check difficulties by 4. For a role-playing challenge, imagine how they could play out and be resolved. This is a game, and I figured this out afterwards. Okay, so there's a bunch of cards here. Just showing you so you know what's up. Showing you so you know what's up. Break my teeth. Alright, so you're going to have these cards. These are the introduction cards. So you would flip these up, mix one up, and then you go, oh, introduction 1. The attack of the Black Dragon. So let's read this. The above clouds. The army of the evil Black Dragon has appeared. Its leader intends to take over the kingdom and burn it to the ground. You alone can oppose his army and his plans. Whether you're looking for peace, revenge, or the Black Dragon's treasure, your path leads you towards them. Defeat the evil dragon once and for all. You travel around the land to face the evil dragon and end their misdeeds. Okay. So how do you go about doing that? So you have these light cards, and then your darkness cards. Light and darkness. So at the bottom of these, they're going to give you certain little powers and stuff like that. Okay, hold on. You got these nice little dice here. As we're trying to figure this out. So all these can be combined with those other ones that I talked about. Why would you want to combine them? All right, so you got these GM cards. Main character. Epilogue. Scenes. Okay, you're going to play out scenes. That's right. So you turn one of these scenes cards over. And then, for instance, you have to, with your character, because your character has a power and a technique and an ability. Your companions enter the room. Suddenly, flashes of light spring from the ground. The group has just triggered an excruciating lightning trap, and they are caught in its electrical grid. You can sense the powerful magic coming from the obstinate device in the corner of the room. You must deactivate it with magic or destroy it to set them free. You would do a dice check. Power 13, technique 3. So, since I have power, and if I was playing solo, you would reduce that by 4. So I would need a 9. So I would roll 2 dice, I believe. Hold on. Let's take a look. Why don't I believe there was something weird that you cannot die. All right, 20 light cards, 20 darkness card. You gain one of these cards, the light cards, when you successfully complete a scene. Light cards add skill bonuses and interesting abilities to the character. 20 darkness cards. You obtain one of these cards when you fail a scene. Ooh, that's filthy. Okay, so you have those light and dark cards. So if we do something good, we would get a light card. If we do something bad and we can't make that check, we would get a darkness card. Very cool. All right. 8 introduction cards. These cards provide an introduction. So this is like an RPG that you can play very quickly with a bunch of people or by yourself. And you're going to go through a whole bunch of things. To introduce the story, they should be used as a reference during the first few games. Scene cards. Those are the ones that I just told you about. They contain the contents of these cards are very rare, are very varied. That's a mouthful. From epic battles to everyday situations, connect these scenes with one another will allow you to build your own story. Epilogue. 8 epilogue things. One of these cards is drawn randomly at the end of the game. It provides a conclusion to the story and a final test to face. 6-sided dice. These dice are used to play out the story and move it along. They are placed in the center. Okay, those the really nice little dice too. GM card. Okay, who's the current GM? Main card. Main character card. This shows who their main character is. Reference card. Okay, fine. 2 special table cards. I saw those. Hold on, folks. Here we go. Table card. Oh, the first die, second die. Opponent table. Opponent table 1, opponent table 2, object table 2, object table 1. Okay. The 2 double-sided cards, object 1, object 2, and opponent 1 and opponent 2, can be used randomly to create objects and opponents with a roll of the dice, whether you need some help playing out a scene and you're all out of ideas. Ideists. That's what they said. Okay. Playing the game. Connecting the scenes, darkness and light. Okay. Skill checks. That's a big part of this is skill checks. I do have aces. Any Battletech or Alpha Strike is on the horizon. I've been working with my grandson on putting something together, and he wants to build a big diorama just for Battletech. So we are doing an ice world for the winter. We are planning on doing either taped or hopefully live sometime in February. We are going to be fighting on Ice World. He is, when he's good, helping me put together his Battletech army, and I'm putting mine together, and we are going to get out. I'm going to show you how a 4-year-old can play Battletech. That's how easy Alpha Strike is. Not that it's particularly easy, but it's pretty cool. So you do that, role played and challenge, success or failure, epilogue, okay, all right. Defeating the final boss. A player draws an epilogue card and reads it out loud, not all of it are simple final combat, blah, 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 wrapping up. If you fail the final test, that doesn't mean the game itself is over. Whether you head off in search of new adventures, okay. Solo. So what you're doing is you're using these cards and you're playing a role-playing game, and it's kind of almost like never-ending in some instances is what they're trying to tell me here, from what I can tell. All right, interesting. Is it worth $50? It's only one way to find out, right? $60, excuse me. Yeah, but aces, I think we might do something with him with that. I was thinking about that because I do have aces. The thing I'm trying to plan out, it may be better if we play together, him and I, instead of him versus myself. And that's where aces will come in, and we'll be able to do something. I'm ready for my grandkids to be old. Well, he's 4, so are you raising him right as an inner spheroid or a dirty clanner? To be honest with you, as far as he knows, it's just a bunch of robots. And that's the way we're going to keep it early, because he's only 4. His birthday's coming up. He's going to be 5, actually, very, very soon. So we're going to figure that out as well. Wow. This could be interesting. I think it's more interesting with more people. Might be in the next auction. Who knows? Let's see. So it's nice art and everything too. I guess it's pretty popular overseas from what I read. But I had to get something to go over the $100 because I needed the Drop Bear game, because we accidentally got the expansion for it and we never picked up the main game. Go figure. That's another one, Drop Bears. He wants to paint the Drop Bears, so he's interested in that game for some reason. Drop Bears, what can I tell you? Yeah, so a lot of things going, and again, thank you to everybody that helped us with the first auction. I think one more, and then I don't want to do auctions anymore. I'm tired of them. They are exhausting, and I really kind of gotta just kind of take a deep breath for a while and just concentrate on putting out some great content. And with all the Warhammer Quest stuff that we have, and all the other stuff that we have been working on behind the scenes, I think, it's really going to be a lot of fun. If nobody watches it, that's fine. That's fine. As long as I'm enjoying myself, I really don't give two shits. And that's the way I feel. And we're going to have fun. I promise you that. I can promise you that. Oh, all right. So it's 7:12. Yeah, I gotta get all my stuff done and ready for tomorrow. Another day of work, and everything. So I figured I'd come on, thank everybody, got everything out. Everybody should be getting it. It was, mildly successful. If we just get over if this next one that I do can get me over the hump, I'm just not going to worry about anything going forward. And that's the way I feel. So we'll figure it out. It'll be a small one. All we need to do is just raise enough to get over the hump, and get the rest of the stuff, and then start concentrating on what we want to do. And I'm very thankful. We've got a lot of good plans and things that I want to do going forward. And that's my plan for the next 6 months. Now, am I going to go to an Origins? Am I going to go to a Dice Tower? The only reason I would go to the Dice Tower here in Orlando is if Pete and Richard Launius go. If they go, I will go to it. It's become a convention that's more about the Dice Tower people than it is about gaming and all different events and stuff like that. And the last time I went, I didn't enjoy it very much. It was kind of like, okay, well, what's to do? But I haven't been to Origins in about 3 or 4 years. I might either go there or Gen Con one last time, and I'm thinking more Origins. I gotta talk. Chris called me the other day. I gotta talk to him, see where he's going, because the only reason I would go is if I got to go spend some time with Chris from Everything Epic Games. Gen Con is it's so big. It's so overwhelming. I just don't think it's something I want to do again. And it's not, from what I heard, there wasn't, well, last year was different because of all the stuff that's going on. But Origins is just, it's quaint, it's different. It'd just be kind of fun to just go one last time, get out there, see some people, and call it. I live in Columbus and haven't gone. Gen Con was overwhelming in 2024. Yeah, I just don't. I don't have it the way I did when I was earlier. Middle of summer. It's a week. That you are taking, and it's busy. It's definitely busy, and there's so much, and there's so many content creators there now. I'd just be getting in the way, and I like to film and all kinds of different stuff. I might just do Origins, keep it nice and quiet. Keep a nice low profile. I was even thinking of going to Board Game Geek maybe in the spring session. I always liked that one. It was always nice and quiet. And I haven't seen Aldi in a long time. I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. Maybe go to Historicon. That would be interesting too. I don't know. I'm gonna do something. I just don't know what. And I kind of want to make it my last trip because I really don't want to be going too many places. My dog's getting older, and she doesn't deal very well when I'm away. My mother-in-law is older, and you always worry. You want to stay close to home, you know? That's the problem of getting old, folks. You got more to worry about than you do when you're younger, that's for sure. But yeah, so let's just play by ear, and we'll go from there. Again, let me just push this back a little bit. We've got a lot of stuff covered behind us. People want to see. There's a lot of stuff I want to play and do. So let's make it fun. So I want to get the good camera angles and all the other fun stuff and just get it back to the way it used to be when we were at the other house. And if I could do that, I think we'll be in pretty good shape. And just go until I can't go no more. All right? And that's my promise to you, my dear friends. All right. I'm going to call it an evening. I'm going to go get my shorts on. I get up at 5 o'clock because I go to the gym every day. So this old man needs to get a nap or sleep or whatever you want to call it nowadays. I love you all. I will see you again. Maybe I'll come on Thursday. Who knows? You never know around here. I might be on tomorrow. I don't know. I just don't know. Rhonda, yes. Hi, Rob. Just got here. Rhonda, and of course, I'm just about to leave. I sent out a box to you guys, and we got another big comic auction coming that you might like. I did think this last one I did real differently. I think you would have liked it. I just take a big 150 count box and fill it full of goodness and just say bid on it. And people, make out pretty well. All right, so there we go. I sent her a little extra. I try to be good to people. I'm trying to think if there was anything else I had to say. I think I covered it all. I think I handled it well. I love you all. New Year's Dice Tower cruise is going to be on the Icon. That'd be nice send off. Next year's Dice Cruise is going to be on the Icon. That'd be a nice send off. Nah, I'm not going on that. Thanks. We'll watch afterwards. Oh, cool. Yeah, I just don't have it. I don't know. I'll figure something out. A lot of you I just want to see one last time, and some of you that have been around that I haven't got to meet. I'd like to try to find one convention that I can see you guys and thank you for everything over the years. And then too damn old to be going to conventions. I got racquetball and wrestling to do. All right. I love you all. I will see you all very, very, very soon. I'm going to try to be live more and talk more. And hopefully get some things hooked up where I can kind of show some things off more. All right? So maybe we'll start testing some of that, hopefully, this next time. All right? I will talk to you all soon. Have a great evening. It's your old pal Rob. We'll see you soon, everybody.
This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, miniatures, and paints, discount prices at miniaturemarket.com.